Hello, my friends. It's time once again for me to talk about things that interest me, and I hope they interest you. But before we get into a little show and tell, you can find my websites or sales platforms, I guess you could say, on Depop, on Etsy, on Macari, and just Google the last Paniolo. If you don't know, a Paniolo is a Hawaiian cowboy. So it's the lost Paniolo, not the last, the lost. But if you just Google that, you'll find me. And I've been selling vintage since, gosh, 1992 when I was living in Hawaii. And then again in North Carolina, then again around Beaumont, Texas, and then out in Southern California, and now for the last 4 years here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I used to have my own shop called Atomic Cowboys near Beaumont, Texas. Unfortunately, that was wiped out by Hurricane Rita, and we decided to go strictly online. We've been in a few antique malls in North Carolina, California, and of course here in Texas. Now we're strictly online on 3 or 4 different platforms. But we're probably going to go back up on eBay. I've been saying that for a while. I sold on eBay for years with a couple different shops. About 4 years ago, I was helping out another antique business run their online sales, and I was so busy doing that, I had closed my eBay shop and just piggybacked with them. That was kind of part of my, I guess, my payment. A little part of my payment was to piggyback with them and sell my things on their 2 sites, their Etsy store and their eBay. No longer doing that, so probably going to open up our eBay store again. eBay does have the highest fees, a little bit difficult sometimes, but in my opinion, eBay is still the best, followed by, in my opinion, Etsy, which I get really good prices on Etsy. Depop is a younger crowd, get a lot of weird offers, get so many offers on Depop, and I accept the offers and they never pay, and it's very frustrating. But still, Depop's very easy to list on. If you didn't know, Depop was bought by Etsy not too long ago. And then Macari, I've been experimenting with Macari. I have about 250 things posted there. And the sales are starting to pick up. You know, during the summer months, there are no sales for the most part. The back to school, the beginning of the fall, sales pick back up. And over this past weekend, Labor Day weekend, I think I did 500 plus in gross sales. So sales are picking back up. But let's get into what the video was originally for. And that is to show you a few pickups over the past week. Some from local thrifts, excuse me. Some I purchased online from other dealers that I thought were good prices and good items. And then maybe a specialty item that's near and dear to my heart, military. And then talk a little bit about what I have coming in that should be here within the next couple days. And I'll do a video special just for that. First thing up is this wool CPO jacket over shirt. I guess we're calling these shackets nowadays, but definitely older. I would put it probably in the 60s or the 70s. That collar looks very 70s to me. The bigger butterfly kind of collars. I would put this in the 70s. It does not have a tag. The tag fell out. It was supposed to be 25 inches pit to pit. I actually bought it for myself. It's not quite 25 inches pit to pit like was listed. It's more in the 24-inch range. So I guess that means I need to keep running and lose some more weight so I can wear this. But probably not. I'm just going to list this back online and sell it. It's pretty neat. It's definitely got some age to it. It has some pilling, but I kind of like that. Super soft. I think it's been washed and shrunk up a little bit. It has one missing button on one of the sleeves, which isn't too bad for what it is. I like the buttons. They have little anchors on them. I don't know if you can see that. but probably not because they're black. But anyway, that's the first item that I just got in yesterday or day before yesterday. I forget. But pretty cool. I love the pattern, love the color. A couple of random, what I would call bread and butter type items that I picked up at a local thrift. You guys, if you want to put in the comments, I would appreciate it, what your thoughts are on how well these things sell. They've sold well for me. Hopefully they're going to start selling a lot better now that, you know, the buying season has picked up. But you have a Roar shirt. I know these are reminiscent of Affliction. So it's a pretty good shirt. I love the not really the graphics, but the stitching on it. Most people know what Roar is. I guess if you put Affliction in the search or in the hashtags, it'll help sell it. But anyway, thought that was a cool shirt. I think I paid, I don't know, $5 or less. And I think I should get about 30, 35 for it. Maybe even more. Another bread and butter item. This is a XX Woolrich, excuse me. This is more, instead of it being typical wool, wow, the color just freaked out there. Let me close the blinds just a little bit more. There, much better. Well, almost much better. Okay, there we go. Woolrich. It's more of like a flannel material than the typical Woolrich wool, but it's pretty nice. XX. It's newer. There is the tag, and I think that'll sell well, especially now that it's coming into the fall season. Next, Champion. This is a newer Champion, a Champion sweatshirt. There's the tag. Most people know what Champion looks like, but I picked this up, I think, for a couple bucks, and it should sell for, I don't know, between 15 and 25, somewhere around there. It is an XL. Perfect condition, no stains, nothing. It'd be really cool if it had a nice fade on it and some wear, because that seems to be the thing nowadays. And its younger brother, a Champion t-shirt with this great big old patch on the front. You see the texture on that patch. And of course, there's the tag. A little bit older maybe, but extra large, perfect condition, no staining, no wear and tear, no fades. Maybe it would sell better if it had a fade. I don't know. But the last thing that I got that I haven't opened yet is something that's near and dear to me, and probably my favorite item that I've picked up so far this year. Maybe my favorite, I don't know, I have to think about it. But this is a poncho, and this is from 1942. This is a military issue poncho. This is the first camouflage pattern that we ever really used in the military. Issued to the Marine Corps in 1942. You have one side, it's reversible, so you have one side that has that brown kind of a color, like you would see in Iwo Jima. And the other side is more of that green jungle type of color that you would see in the Guadalcanal. This was issued to the United States Marine Corps. It was used in the Pacific Theater during World War II. Issued 1942, designed by a botanist from California, and it is actually the first camouflage pattern that the military ever used. I will be doing a special video coming up here shortly about all the camouflage patterns that the military uses from 1942 all the way up to some of the digital stuff that we're presently using. This will help you date your things and know what's out there and know the time frames, you know, of when they use that type of camouflage. But this is pretty special because it's in dead stock, unused condition. There's absolutely no wear and tear. It has that fantastic smell. If you've ever been in the military and you went to CIF and boot camp and got your stuff very first issued to you and they broke it out of the boxes, that's what this smells like. Just love that smell. But anyway, that's pretty special. And it's dead stock. And it's pretty rare. Like I said, I'm going to save a little bit more info about this for an up and coming video and talk about the rarity and the uniforms with the same pattern that were used by the Marine Corps and a few of the Army units too. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. That is definitely a special item. Unboxing, or unbagging, really. I've got 4 that came today. What we have here is a OG 108. I had just shown you an OG 108 in I think my previous video. I decided to get me another one. This OG 108, what I like about it is it has the patches. I wouldn't be buying these if they didn't have the patches on them. This is from the 50s. It has the reinforced shoulders. That's how you tell. And of course, excuse me, these pleats down the back. What I like about this one is not only does it have the US name tape, it has the person's name tape on there. And more importantly to me, Old Ironsides, 1st Armored Division. And the most important thing as far as I'm concerned, being a Ranger, it has a Ranger tab. So the person who wore this in the field, because these are really meant for the field as opposed to garrison, was a Ranger qualified. So that's near and dear to my heart. So he's a Ranger brother, and I saw that and I had to snatch it up. It has a couple of moth nips, couple as in 2, but it's a pretty neat piece. I forget what I paid for it, not very much, but it's an easy flip. So if I decide to sell it, I could sell it probably for double or triple what I paid. Next up, let's see what we got here. Oh, this one is for my own personal collection. This is a 1980s t-shirt, single stitch. It's nice and worn in, very, very soft. You can barely see the tag. It's pretty bleached out. In fact, I can't even tell what it is. Has a few bleach spots on the back. No dry rot. You know, most of the time, t-shirts that are this old from the 80s, back in the, or from the 70s and 80s, and when they're black, will have that dry rot. You can tell that they're dry rotted by how they feel. They have kind of a sheen to them, and most of the time they smell like maple syrup, which is really strange, but that's kind of how you tell when a black t-shirt is dry rotted. This one is not dry rotted. It has some funky type of bleaching or discoloration, which doesn't bother me at all. I kind of like it that way. But what I like most of all are the graphics. US Airborne has that older type Ranger patrol cap from back in the day, from when I first joined. I love it. It doesn't fit me, unfortunately, but it's definitely a wall hanger and something I'm going to keep in my own personal collection. Love those graphics. Football jersey. I've been snatching up all these vintage football jerseys because it's football season and I love football. This is a New York Jets. Shout out to Gary. New York Jets jersey, made in USA, on the logo 7 tag. There you go. Love it. Will fit right into my collection. I might put it on the wall right up here. I don't know. But I'll probably flip it and sell it. Yeah, this one I bought for myself because fall is coming up. Not here in Texas yet, I can tell you that. It's pretty hot. It's going to be hot here for a little while. But when it does cool off, then I will be wearing this slightly faded, slightly worn Big Yank, made in the USA, corduroy, snap front, true extra large shirt jacket or shacket. Look at those buttons, or these snaps. There's a little design on there. Pretty cool. I might even sew some patches on there, make it like a travel jacket. But that's definitely a personal. That's all I have for you today. Like I said, I'll be making a video here shortly, probably within the next week, about the camouflage patterns from 1942 up to the present. That should be pretty interesting for you, military guys. But I also have a pair of jeans that are on the way. They may be here tomorrow, and I will do a special video just for those jeans. Now, they're Deadstock with tags. They are a pair of Wranglers, and they're dated about Wrangler Bluebells, and they're dated about 1961-ish, 62-ish, around in there. But I'll save the rest of the information about those coming up here pretty quick, and we'll see all that together. I'll do a special video, like I said, for that, and that'll probably be within the next couple of days or so. So, hey, like the video, leave some comments, follow, do all those things that we all normally do for YouTube, and I will see you next time.